Good morning. We're on the move. We camped at that site last night. It's kind of up on a ridge, and it was so cool, and there was such a good breeze. I can't remember who was telling me about that. They said that at least in the summertime, you can camp up on the ridges because, like, in a lot of oh yeah, it was igloo, yeah, because it so gets so cold. Other times, you're at risk of, rain and sleet and too much wind, but now in the summertime Swanson, okay. Yeah, and just that easy. Once it's summertime, you can sleep up on the ridges and get a nice cool breeze. And I know it's a little bit cooler right now, so it was only 15 Celsius, I think, last night, so it was like 60 degrees. And then up on the ridge it was probably cooler than that, and a nice breeze flowing overnight. It felt so nice. So yeah, I think as long as there's no thunderstorms coming, we'll sleep on the ridges as often as we can, because that was nice. But anyway, so we're on the move. I think we're mostly it's going to be ridge walking, little tiny ups and downs, but no, from what we looked at yesterday when we looked at the far out, there's no big climbs today. The last 2 days we had a couple of few mile climbs, and I don't think we got anything today. But we are supposed to be hitting the rocks today. What people talk about when they... Oh yeah, it was after. Yeah, after a certain mile, so it could start today. But one thing is for sure, we will be hitting the 1200 today. So that's exciting. Because too, after 1200, once there'll be less than 1,000 miles. So we'll be down onto the countdown, the 3-digit countdown. And that's really exciting. That's a huge milestone to start doing your countdown and only have 3 digits. So yeah, we'll show you when we hit that. So this is the lookout. I don't think we're going to go too far over there because there's supposed to be a lot of snakes and snake dens here. So we're just going to carry on. Okay, so we just left some trail magic. There's a whole group of Amish that when we stopped to get water up at the shelter, they had come up for a little hike, some of them, and told us there was food down there. And they served breakfast. They had both things going. They had breakfast and lunch stuff going. So you could have eggs, pancakes, bacon, hot dogs, hamburger, watermelon, drinks, chips. They had everything. I think he said, not counting, there was some people who were just day hikers and people passing by, and a couple of trail maintainers he was feeding. But he had, I think, 18. Once we got there was 18 through hikers that had come through. So yeah, and then they're staying there all day till like 5 o'clock. So yeah, it was, and apparently this is the 3rd year that they've done it, and yeah, so very nice. So that was our lunch. I think it's 11:48. So that was our lunch break. So it's good that we had that done, and now we're back on trail. So last night on the ridge, got up for pee in the middle of the night, and I could see all the lights. Look so pretty. I'm assuming those are from where I saw the lights. There was a lookout earlier, but we didn't go to it because it looked like rocks and probably would have snakes. So this is the best view we're gonna get.
It's a caterpillar, you're right. No, there's a caterpillar with an ant on it or something.
Mm-hmm. So we had a second round of trail magic today. Jim was waiting at this last parking lot and had pop, donuts, fruit, lifesavers. It took our garbage. What else was there? Chips. That's what I was gonna say. I know I had something else. Chips, muffins, bananas. Faith brought an orange with her. I ate one there. Yeah, so it was, and he used to take a handful of lifesavers with you. So I got the little individually wrapped lifesavers. I got some in my bag. Yeah, so what a nice day for trail magic. It's I guess it's Saturday, so I'm just gonna make sure I'm going the right way. I think, yeah. We got some pretty good rocks coming up ahead. He's done most of Pennsylvania, and even one of the other hikers we were with, that he started his flip flop, but he's done this part of it, Pennsylvania. And so we've got some good rocks coming. So yeah, today will be what it will be. But our bellies are nice and full. At least we don't have to stop and pull out our bags. And we've had good conversations. It's really motivating talking to people, and when they're all out here supporting the hikers. Anyway, so here we are. We're on the move again. So we hit 1,200. Yay! So we now are counting down in 3 digits. That's so exciting. The sections have all been kind of different. Some are like big rocks. Some are wide trail with small sharp rocks. And but this is another one of those beautiful fern sections. I love the ferns. So we have quite a few options for our tenting tonight. Less than a mile, we're getting our water for now. And then I think it's starting like around 6 o'clock. We should be hitting like our first option, which would be 18 and change. And then there's a few options after that. So the only problem is after the 18-mile one, the second option has some warnings about it not being maintained and it could be flooded, some different things like that. But it hasn't been raining recently, so I don't think it'd be still flooded.
No, everyone said it was fine.
Oh, they said it was fine, okay. If it was gonna rain, yeah. And most sites aren't, like I wouldn't necessarily call them maintained, So unless they just mean nobody's checking the trees to make sure that they're still safe around there, but and not weed whacked but I mean, really when it's tent sites that are used throughout the summer, it's the tent sites are pretty much made because every night somebody's tent will be there. But yeah, so we'll just see how it goes. In less than a mile, we're gonna stop for our water, and then around 6 o'clock ish, we should be hitting our first option, and we'll make our decisions from there. Okay, so at 6 o'clock, we have 0.9 till that first option. Since we did the water there, we had a little bit of a climb, and we had a little surprise, a bit of rain. So we're definitely going to stop at this site. We were looking again when I was at the water, and people were making comments. You got to double check too, not just the tent site. So when you read on far out, like the tent site had certain information, but then when you clicked on the water for that tent site, there was more information saying that there are more tent sites that are nice tent sites down the Blue Blaze towards the water. The water is 0.2 from the tent sites. So once we get there, if there's no good tent sites up at the normal spots, then we'll start walking down the Blue Blaze. And then, but if there is nice tent sites with good trees up there, then that's where Faith will grab one. She'll start setting up the tent, getting stuff or beds going, getting supper going, and I'll go do the 0.2 and grab the water. It just works out better that way when we split the stuff like that. But if it's not good sites there, then we'll both start walking towards the water and try to find a better site. But yeah, so the rocks have been off and on. They're not ridiculous. We did stop for a break this afternoon. Both took Tylenol, and I rubbed some Voltaren on my feet because some of these smaller, sharper rocks, they do make your feet pretty sore. We do better, I think, on the bigger boulders than on the small, sharp stuff because these just jab in through your shoes. But it hasn't been too bad, and we will have gotten over 18. And our morning stop this morning, when we stopped to get water, we went the wrong direction. We went down towards the shelter, and the water was opposite from the trail, from the shelter. So we did have a longer stop getting our first water. Then we had 2 rounds of Trail Magic, which you're never going to be complaining about being slowed down by Trail Magic. And we'll still be getting 18 something. So we're going to do up our math. When we had to take that half day off because of the bad weather warnings, like the tornado warnings, I think we were ahead, but not by enough at that point. I think we were like plus 3 or 4 miles in the black, because we'd only just started doing the math for that. And then it was within a few days we had to take off half a day for that tornado warning. Plus Faith had a belly full of ice cream because that was the half-gallon challenge day. So we quickly went into the red, and we have been doing our required miles with like just 0.1 and 0.2 above most days. So we still, I think, had a negative 2.9 or 2.7. So, but I think today we might be getting close to kind of breaking even if we hit the 18 and change. So I'll double check that tonight and let you know if we broke even, which took us a while to get to break even, but we did have a few climbs and My back was bad again. So we'll see. We have some rain coming up on Monday. So tomorrow night, if we can, we're going to try to make our way to a shelter because it's supposed to start raining overnight. And it's calling for 32 mils. The trail angel that did trail magic today, he said that it's 1.5 inches, I think is, I don't know the math, but, and if we're both getting our weather from the same place. But either way, it's going to be a lot of rain. So we're still going to hike. We're just going to try to get to a shelter if we can so we don't have a soaking wet tent in the morning. And then spend the day hiking. And if we can, make our way to a hostel just for the night to dry up. And we'll take advantage and have our showers. It doesn't look like it's working out. Okay, that might not work out for us to get.
I said there's a hostel thing up not for after that, but we'll just have a couple of days wet.
Okay. Yeah, so we may have a bit of time wet, but we will eventually sometime over the next few days get into a hostel, get our laundry done and shower, and if anything's wet, still try and get it dried out. But so as far as today goes, it felt like a really nice day. All the trail magic was pretty motivating. People are really nice to talk to. So if there's anything else to show you before we go to bed, I will. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow.